Welcome back to Escapement and Watch. Falling Titan here. Today we're talking about the Casio MTG, and as you can see, it is a huge tool.
You guys sure love your big tools.
Well, when you say it like that. Let's check it out. Let's begin. First off, thanks to Kavar Jewelers for lending this into the channel. And if you want this watch, email me in the description and I'll give you a discount code for this exact watch. Let's get into the box. Pretty simple. G-Shock MTG. Very nice box. There you go. Black and red theme. Great color choice. Now let's get into the watch. Beautiful watch. I believe the first MTG came out in around 2015. Correct me guys in the comments, G-Shock experts. When was the first MTG for the history? The MTG is the premium line of Casio, and I believe there is a higher tier called MRG, but this is still premium. You got high-end materials and amazing case structure. Let's look at the case. Kind of looks like a wagon wheel, you know, those chocolate cakes, like a big disc, and of course with lots of jutting out protrusions. We got crown guards. They look like crown guards at 9, but they're not. They mimic the real crown guards at 3, but they're just smaller. And then we have 3 buttons and a crown. And then we have the bezel, which is screwed down by 4 hexed screws. A lot going on visually, which is why we love G-Shocks. They're just so out there. I believe this is the first G-Shock to use the layered carbon fiber technique on the bezel. And as you can see, they used red carbon fiber. That's not resin. Layered with black to give that striped effect all the way throughout until the layered carbon fiber right at the top. Beautiful effect. Now, this is G-Shock showing off their manufacturing prowess. It's excellent, excellent case quality. Now the measurements. These are my measurements, so I came in right here and here because I don't like to include the buttons or the crown guards ever. And this watch has not a lot of space, so my options were limited. So I got 45.2 millimeters diameter, 14.1 millimeters thick. Now the lug to lug, there's kind of no endpoint to clearly see, but I went at the end of these round bearings where the strap attaches. These just spin freely. So that's the lug to lug I got, and it was 55 millimeters lug to lug. Now the lugs themselves, it is that proprietary system, that crazy way it latches on. It's like a sleeve and a big screw, and then 3 other screws at the bottom. It's a crazy tough system. Anyways, just the measurement right here is 25 millimeters. All right, so we have 200 meters water resist. The bracelet is brushed steel and it's beautiful. It has some amazing polish, beveled edges and mid links. You can see it catch the light. And on the inside, we have resin. See if I can show you guys. So there we go. We can see the resin on the underside of that stainless steel. So it is an interesting compounded bracelet, and it is push pins, no screw links. And there you can see that case back. Lovely case back with all the details, the movement, everything. It's an encyclopedia, of course. It's a Casio. And we have that milled clasp. I had to pop the link to show you guys. It wasn't showing up. It's too dark. Now I'm just gonna put it back and then I'll come back real quick. Pick up this Bourgeon tool in the links below. It's the greatest and it's only about 25 bucks. Okay, it is back on. As you can see, we got 4 micro adjusts and just a simple 2-button deployant. Very Seiko-esque. All right. Now we talked about that bezel with that beautiful carbon fiber. That looks stunning. And these 4 screws hold down the whole case construction. They clamp it down all the way to the bottom. So that is called the core guard structure from Casio, the core guard structure. And inside that, it's a carbon fiber reinforced resin case. So you're getting some high-tech technology and strength. G-Shocks are tough, but this one to the next level. And that's very cool. It also has that triple resist G feature, triple G resist, which is shock waves, vibrations, and centrifugal gravity. Now, being a premium G-Shock, we have premium materials. We've got a sapphire crystal, and it is slightly domed, and it's got a lot of anti-reflective coating, as you can see, and a slight distortion right there. Beautiful. Look at that. See that red anodized aluminum in the dial? That's what that is at the 9 o'clock and at the 2 and 3. All right, so that's that anodized aluminum. Beautiful. That black and red theme, very sporty. I love it. Very cool. The hands, they look serrated. I'm not sure. I think they use lasers to do that. Beautiful quality hands. This G-Shock spared no expense. They produce these in a really high quality facility. And I believe it's shaped in the letter G. There's a cool video on YouTube. Maybe if I find it, I can link it. And you can see their facility. It's amazing what Casio or G-Shock, whatever. It's impressive what Casio can do. Now, the price. The price on this one, 1100 USD, 1400 Canadian. Yep. And there's the model number. I showed it at the beginning on the flash screen. Now the functions. This is where it kind of gets interesting. This thing has tons of functions. We're gonna try to go through most of them. So there's a light up here on the top button. There's a light. There's a crown. It is screw down. And this is the receive button. So it went to no, so it did not receive. When we push receiving, it'll tell you if it received the signal. No, it didn't. You can hold it and force it to receive, but it takes a long time. We're not going to do it. It's just going to delay everything. Now let's get into the modes. When you push mode, that little sub dial at 9 is basically your command center. And I'm not sure if you can see it. It went to stopwatch. So it becomes a chronograph. The light becomes a start button. It's not going to have that smooth sweep like you may be used to with your chronographs. It's going to tick. And then that sub dial at 6 o'clock, which is a separate, basically, hour and minute hand. It's your GMT time. This GMT time, it can time. That's going to time the chronograph. So a little bit difficult to see if you look down there and say, how many minutes did I time? 2, 3, 3.5. It's going to be tough because it's a small sub dial, but nonetheless, you have the function stop and reset there. Next function is down here. We push the mode, and then it moved a little bit to timer. So basically, it's the exact same thing, but you can set it, and it counts down. So it goes the opposite way. And then I set that for about, I believe, 5 minutes. And that will count backwards and ring when it's done. Stop and reset. There, see how it moved? And then we have alarm. There you can see alarm is off. So on, off. And down here, yes, no. And that's the alarm at the bottom. Now to change it, we have to unscrew the crown. The crown is a little bit tough to get to because the crown guards are always in the way. Touch it a bit until it pops. That's a smooth pop. So let's go to the first click, not the second click. There. See how I'm adjusting the bottom? If I do it fast, it should spin fast. No, it's not spinning fast, but sometimes it will go really quick if you do it quick. So I'm adjusting that bottom subdial for my alarm. And then it is set. That's my alarm. See, yes, it is set. Okay, so that's done. Now, pull it out 2 clicks. And this is one of my biggest negatives. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's on that bezel, there's a high gloss with smoked gray cities. There's about 39 time zones on this, 27 cities, and it's pre-programmed with the date and time till 2099. So you got about 80 years, give or take. People who inherit this watch, in the future, they're not gonna have the correct time. So I don't know what they have to do. Maybe send it back to Casio, and they will maybe update it. I don't think they can update it. So the watch does have a life, about 80 years left. So you can just scroll, and each click takes you to a new time zone. See how it's adjusting? There's the little gray markers in that high gloss black. Impossible to read. But I know Toronto or New York time is at 10 o'clock. So I'm just going to go the other way. That's where I'm from. And there. So there. Now I'm at the New York time zone, which is my time zone. And it should be the same as my Blue Willard. And it is. There you go. So super easy to set that one. And you do the same thing to set your second time zone. Okay guys, if you want to set your GMT time, you go 1 click out on the crown, and then the second hand will go to 12, and you can adjust it to those small 39 time zones or 27 cities on the bezel watch. Let's go back to the New York Toronto time, which is, I know, at 10 o'clock. So the subdial should be exactly like the big hands, the main hands. There you go. So that's how you set that time zone. So now you have 2 time zones. I put them both the same. There's a ton of functions on this one, guys. It is confusing. The book is huge. And there's a date there on that anodized 9 o'clock subdial. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. As you can see, it is pointing to Sunday. Now the screw down crown is a little mushy and a little hard to screw down, but I think I got it. There. These crown guards need to be slimmed down a bit. So when you cycle through all the modes, it should show you battery. Yeah, battery is about full or high. There's high to low there. And of course, on the top right corner of that 6 o'clock subdial, there's AM and PM for your GMT time. And of course, the date at about 4:30, I believe. We got the applied logo MTG. Very nice. So this watch is chock full of features. Very high quality. Unique construction. Hybridized parts with metal and resin, carbon fiber, and core guard resin cases. So it's amazing. It's an amazing construction and a very cool design. G-Shocks are amazing. They have a huge fan base, and you can see why. The watch is very cool. It has cool factor. It has its own swag. Now let's check it out with my G-Shock. Oh wait, I gotta go grab it. All right, here it is next to a metal square. This is that limited edition one that my wife got me. Watch the video on that one. You can see a spy video she put on me, and you can see my reaction when she bought it for me. Man, look at that size difference. This one is a bit on the edge of being too big for me. So you can imagine this one. Look at that. Now people like the big watch look. They like this thing. Now I have a 6.5 inch wrist, and we're gonna definitely check it out on the wrist right now. Let's put it here since we're talking about G-Shocks. The G-Shock can stay. So 6.5-inch wrist. Man, there you go. Look at that, guys. Love that bracelet with that high polished bevel. Beautiful. Oops, sorry guys, I nicked the camera. Because there is no real lugs, it just kind of drops down into the bracelet. It kind of can pull it off. It will wear smaller than its huge proportions indicate, and that is the magic of the G-Shock. Man, this thing is cool. This thing just screams tactical, sports, tooly, just very outdoorsy, tough look, and I love it. That's amazing, and you get the high quality materials. So it's a good watch, definitely. Too big for me and not my style, 100%, but but it's a cool watch, and I can recognize that. Let's check out the weight. Okay, you know what? Now this is in the way, because you guys won't be able to see it. Let's tear it. No links removed. 172 grams. So even though it's carbon fiber and resin, it's pretty heavy. It's near that 180 mark, which is kind of the limit where I like to be at. And yeah, so it's a heavy one, guys. And it should be. I can feel it, definitely feel it. Now there is no loom. Oh, actually, I think there is loom on this one. And a light. So let's see if we can see some. All right, I got lights in the background and the loom is powering through. Beautiful. It looks blue. Let me just confirm. Yes, it does look blue. Very nice. Now there's no way to tell where 12 is, but you'll know by you wearing your watch. And you got that cool light. The light does not last long enough though. All right, very nice. Okay guys, it is quartz, so and atomic time and Bluetooth, and there's apps, so it's going to be accurate to 0 seconds a day, every day, all the time. So no time grapher, and it won't even work anyways, of course. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.